They call me the problem, but you could call me the can man, because anybody can get it. Africans, Americans, Dominicans, Mexicans, anybody can get it.
I was gonna rip his heart out. I'm the best ever. I'm the most brutal and vicious and most ruthless champion there's ever been. There's no one can stop me.
Boxing Voice, we are here with the living legend himself, Mr. Bernard Executioner Hopkins. First off, great speech. Tell us about what you had to say about Dewey Bozella.
Well, what Dewey said was just what I said months ago and what I say now. So it's a story that is a trial and tribulation thing that is really unbelievable but believable. And for him to actually come out and not be bitter is beyond me. And to still want to help other kids to learn the craft that he was robbed out of. Not to be bitter. Whether he's a hell of an actor or he's real, and I believe he's real, he's not a bitter man. And that says a lot about his character. He said that about his brother, and the guy that killed his brother. So he's not a bitter man. This is a guy that's going to go places, man, outside of boxing. It's going to be surpass everything.
It was inspirational, to say the least. Something you were not bitter about. We were at your fight with Chad Dawson. Talk about that experience. And I was at the press conference with Chad Dawson. You pretty much said, he was a better man that night. Tell us what went on in that fight.
Well, I say that basically I felt that, worst case scenario, the fight could have been a draw. I felt that to beat a champion, you don't have to kill a champion, but you have to at least beat him convincingly. And I think there was some rounds in there that I didn't get. I think one judge had it at least worst case scenario, 114. But I still know that the fans in the world seen that a 29-year-old couldn't whip a 47-year-old the way everybody should expect a 47-year-old to get whipped. It's not a moral victory for me. It's a victory of who's watching and who's scoring. How can three referees watch a fight and one get it 114 at best, and the rest of them give you 2 rounds out of 12? Now, some would say, well, Bernard, they want you out. You didn't prove them wrong more than you proved them right. The burden is not on them to beat you. Even though you're 47, the burden is on you to beat them. So the cards are a little stacked different than any other person that even laced gloves on in boxing history over 100 years. I realized that. I realized that when you someone that did it your way and boldly had a singer singing that for a couple of fights, that's sort of rubbing it in certain individuals' face. They know who they are. There's not a conspiracy. It's just a situation where they help me become me. And that's a really profound and really unexpected answer when I say that to some. But most of these people are in here. The media Grammys been my biggest motivation to win. So I was skillfully and wisely enough to recognize the system and use the system to my advantage. But they got smarter over the years. A lot of them stay mum now and wait and see. Play Monday morning quarterback after the game talk. What writer, what announcer of a fight want to be wrong? We know we can be. We know there's a possibility if you're humble enough. But who goes in there wanting to be wrong? That doesn't happen. So When you're Bernard Hopkins, you have to understand, for those who follow me and watch me, you're still in great shape. You never embarrass yourself in the ring. You never had your ass handed to you in any fight. You had some tough ones. You had some knockdown, dragouts, but the mileage on your car compared to most of the past and now, how do you do it, Mr. Hopkins, they say. And what are you doing? I said, you've been reporting it and talking about it and asking me. I live boxing, I eat boxing, I train boxing, and I rest. And when there's no fight, I live right like I live when I'm fighting. And that's what you get. You get a clear skin, white eyes, clean blood. You only get what you invest, or don't go back to the bank. You can't go to the bank and get interest of the principal if you don't put nothing in. So I put things in this bank. And I go back when it's a fight past what they say your prime, and I get the interest out of the bank.
Now,
you like the way I put that?
That was excellent, by the way. Now, there's a few fights in your division, if you stay at 175, you continue to fight on, that I want to have your perspective on. First fight would be a guy you fought in Chad Dawson fighting Andre Ward. It's going to be at 168. How do you see that fight playing out?
It's going to be a good fight. I like Andre Ward, though.
Any reason why?
He's all around skillful, not one-dimensional, can do more in one or two things. Chad would be in the fight early on, but I just think Andre Ward has more tools, and I think he's more comfortable at 175, which he actually won the Olympics at. And I think he just has more in his arsenal. I think he comes with a better gun.
Now, how about Jean Pascal, a guy you beat arguably twice, and Tavares Cloud? And would you want the winner of that fight?
I think Jean Pascal should eke out the fight, but it's a dangerous fight for Jean Pascal because he's kind of wild. He's kind of gangly. He swings a lot, and they ain't straight punches. And Cloud can punch. And I think that early on it's going to be a shootout. But I won't be surprised if Pascal wins the decision. And I won't be surprised if Cloud get a knockout in later rounds.
Would you want the winner of that fight?
But they want me. I don't need none of these light heavyweight names on my record to make me who I am. They need Bernard Hopkins. And I'm not saying it like I'm a prima donna, but does it help me to have their record on my resume, especially Pascal, who I beat twice? Yeah, I know it was 1-1, but did I beat twice? Whether they want to fight Bernard Hopkins and make history, or whether I want to fight them to continue to make history is two different things. But none of these guys, I think, is not deserving for me to give them a commercial like they the guy to beat. So any light heavyweight out there should be saying they want to beat Bernard Hopkins to do something someone never done to me before. And that's either knocking me out, whoop my ass, or just to have everybody saying I should retire based on getting my ass whooped. I know this is a Disney station, but I apologize. But the
you can say whatever you want.